All right, so what does entrepreneurship mean? I love actually, not a quote, but like this thing that Steve Jobs says, which is he says, look around you at everything that exists, every sort of mechanical thing that exists, and you have to understand that, once upon a time, an entrepreneur, or again, even an inventor by its very nature is still an entrepreneur. But someone had to dream that up and then bring it to reality. And so why I love entrepreneurship is that an entrepreneur is someone who has to come up with something, or they see a problem in some market, or they see the way that things should just be done so much better than they currently are, and then they have to take it to market. Now, the crazy thing about that is that when you look at the stats for being an entrepreneur, or being a business, the reality is that at least, if you just look at like startups, like at least 11 out of 12 fail, and the stats go even much worse than that. And most businesses, don't, I think it's something like 5% of businesses exist past year 5. And then it even goes to 1% of businesses exist past 10 years. So, the stakes are is that literally you probably have, over a decade, a 1 in 100, maybe even 1 in 1,000 chance of surviving. Really, I think those are more like what the statistics are. And, to most people, that's considered crazy. But, to an entrepreneur, it's all they can think about. It's all they live, breathe, and sleep. And I think, for some of us out there that are entrepreneurs, we've had, plenty of those, lonely nights where, we've had everything on the line and we've risked it all. Or, we've had, situations that have just been so brutal, where we've had so much stress and we've had to overcome that. But to me, that's part of the journey, and that's part of really, I think, what, being an entrepreneur is being able to dream up, something in your head, and actually, regardless of the money and the profit and that aside, but actually something you're passionate about it, to come up with that in your head and then bring that into reality, to actually, build that and take it and create life, in that idea. I think that's, what entrepreneurship is to me. And I guess, just talking a little bit about my journey as an entrepreneur, I sort of started, first sort of messing with entrepreneurship when I was about 13, which is kind of a crazy age to start. But, for whatever reason, when I was growing up, like, all my friends wanted to, be a policeman or a fireman or an astronaut. And I was kind of just like, I want to be a businessman. That was kind of just, for whatever reason, I just really wanted to be a businessman, whatever that sort of meant to me at that age. But, over time, starting a few different things here or there over the years, some things that actually did pretty well, and some things that failed miserably as well. And I think that's just part of being an entrepreneur, is all of the failure that you encounter over time. I think when you look at, at least for us at Appster, like whatever, like Forbes 30 under 30, this and that, and all these different awards, it's like, a lot of people can sometimes see that as you as an overnight success, but they don't see that literally, for the first, 5 to 6 years, Mark and I, like, we didn't take holidays. I'm not saying that's, I'm not saying don't take holidays or vacations, but I'm saying, we worked 100-hour weeks, and worked harder than pretty much anyone in the industry as well in a lot of ways. And I think sometimes that, that piece gets negated. But yeah, but eventually we ended up starting Appster when I was about, we were about 18 or 19. And, the way that we started it was we actually literally just put a website up, and we hired an actor. And we said, that we would be, here's our app development process, and here's how we do things. Now, again, this was just for us to run the test, which is something I really recommend doing with a lot of different ideas. This is how you validate them. But, we then ran a test on AdWords and started, bringing in leads, and found that, wow, there was actually a market here. And so we built out an entire process. We won clients, and we ended up having to hire developers, and, sort of the rest is history from there. We within the space of a few years, we were 400 employees over 3 continents. And that was kind of crazy. You can see, you can read about it on, I think there's a Medium post we'll put in the link below here. A bit more of that story and how all of that sort of panned out. But yeah, that's sort of the short story. And, again, we're working on lots of really, really exciting things at the moment. In fact, we just launched DoHQ.com, which is right now an investor CRM with the world's largest angel investor database with real emails. So, for example, that's a product that Appster's just launched, and yeah, super excited to show you more of the things that I'm working on. So yeah, if you're interested, you can hit the subscribe button below, and I'll be filming a lot more videos. I'm really getting into a habit of doing more videos. So really excited to build this channel out and give you guys a lot more advice on entrepreneurship, startups, marketing, and everything that I'm sort of learning along the way. All right.